them are deaf, others have had a troubled past.
I used to sell drugs. I got shot when I was 15 years old. I mean, my mom, she works 24/7. I had no dad.
When we went to school, we never got along very well because we were so different. And the point is that when we come together, we make each other one whole unit.
I always found it tough to fit in, even with, my so-called friends.
But here, they've found acceptance.
Before, I wasn't really comfortable with people. But here, I can see people smile and being friendly.
If it seems like the kids are heartfelt, there's a reason. They actually wrote this play themselves, and what they're saying parallels their own life.
I kept getting into trouble, fought too many fights.
I got kicked out of 5 other schools.
It's not intended to be therapy, but I think it is therapeutic.
And for many, it's a second chance. Remember Jabron, the teen who used to sell drugs? Well, now he's helping other kids.
I actually work at the Boys and Girls Club.
Proof that positive attitudes can give kids a whole new outlook.
So it's like a really big family here for me. I just enjoy it.
In Lancaster, Carrie Fairchild, News 8.
Wow, this is what I want to do. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
The play is called 100 Monkeys in the Pursuit of an Elusive Butterfly. The title is somewhat odd, but the play's impact is profound. Juan Cruz says the play saved his life.
About 2 years ago, I was suicidal. Tried killing myself about 3 times. It was horrible because I felt like there was no outlet for me.
But the group that produces this play, Youth Theater, has given Juan and 26 other at-risk teens the outlet they need.
I'm not out in the streets, you know what I mean? I'm not experiencing things I shouldn't be, I'm here.
This place is supposed to be a sanctuary.
It's a great atmosphere. You just learn so much from being around many different people from many different schools and maybe towns.
There are autistic teens, victims of crime.
Stay with you.
It's another rehearsal night here at the Fulton Theater in Lancaster, but the cast is somewhat special.
Typically, theaters that involve kids will audition and look for the best and the brightest in the community, and we look for the kids who can best be served by the art.
There was another kid in the group home.
Kids like Kyle Harris, who's considered an at-risk teen.
There was a lot of stuff going on in my home, I didn't get along very good with my parents, and so I found this program to be a refuge.
A refuge that's shaping Kyle's future. You see, his troubles at home left him homeless, but instead of hanging out in the streets, he comes to the stage.
Every morning, Mrs. Bradley would have us stand in front of the mirror and say, "I love myself."
We work with kids who face significant life struggles.
Whereas we don't do big Broadway-style musicals, we work on plays that involve issues of significance to kids and their peers around the world.
I was living in a group home once. The lessons these young performers learn goes well beyond the stage.
It's definitely helped me grow in self-confidence and friends and strength.
It really helps you obtain a sense of self.
Very often, the kids come to us in a very shut-down state. They're resistant and they're full of defense mechanisms. And by the time we're finished and we are to the point of performance, they found their voices, they're comfortable in their own skin, and they're really thriving. It's really remarkable.
In Lancaster, Lori Burkholder, News 8.
Wow, now the program is free to the students. Right now they're working on a play based on the foster care system, which is set to take the stage in the spring.
It's a shared anthem she is singing. Freedom. I dissolve into tears. There is no telling where my song ends and yours begins. Once you have told me your story. Once I have heard your song.
a late one. So, anywho, I told Chad that his father got a fabulous deal on this necklace.
After all, charity does begin at home.
How true! And all this conflict business will straighten itself out eventually.
Oh, girlish shout. Oh, girls, you must try the salmon spread.
Ooh, and the pate is to die for.
What do slaves die for?
Should be Mr. Jones. He turned him in. But of course, Mr. Jones denied everything. It's been 19 months since I last talked with the state, and I haven't heard anything yet. They've probably forgotten all about me.
Just like I said they would.
But I can't forget. And I can't help but think about how it's going to be for my daughter when she gets older.
One day at bedtime, I told Mr. Duke good night. He said,
"Good night, daughter."
That really touched my heart. I never had anyone say I was his daughter. And I never thought I'd see the day that one did. I was 8 years old when I went into foster care. My mom, she didn't take care of me right. A few months later, my dad got out of jail and he started to visit me. I was so happy that I completely blocked out the fact that he used to molest me when I was younger. All I saw was my chance to have a real family again. But child welfare, they let me move back in with him and his new wife. But it wasn't long till he started to sexually abuse me again. I felt dirty and I hated myself. I got so depressed that I just stopped going to school. So when I was 14, he took me to a mental hospital and he said, I'm not allowed to tell anybody what he did to me. But it was safe and relaxing there, unlike anything I ever felt before. We had these meetings where we used to tell each other about ourselves. You could say anything you wanted. And there was this one girl, Clarissa. She used to tell us how her brothers used to abuse her. So I knew I'd be safe. So one day, I got up the courage and I told him. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but it changed my life. Afterwards, I agreed to be put in residential treatment. And there, I had staff and therapists who I could talk to. I had chores and a bedtime. I adjusted to the rules.
Wakes up, 9 p.m. Study time from 4 to 6. attention is better than no attention at all.
The cycle, it started with pain burning inside of me, living with these bruises and seeing the others gossiping. Opposite of heat, never smiling, a joker to the world while my mother is beating the nothing out of me. I shouldn't feel like I'm ready to choose a suicide, popping whatever pill, ready for whatever God. I feel ashamed as I'm looking into my mother's eyes. She had me feeling like cocaine was what I had to try. I'm sorry, Mom, am I the reason that we're all distorted? She puts me down and told me that she wanted me aborted. If this is perfect, I'm Picasso in a different portrait. I feel like Eddie Murphy standing in the shoes of Norbert. Am I supposed to feel this pain as I'm sitting in this cell reflecting how I was raised, addicted to the cane? Now everyone is to blame. God is son and I think I'll treat him the same. The sight.